Driving factors to get rid of the death penalty is the high cost of inmates on death row.
So we wanted to know, how much more does a death row inmate really cost per year than they would in the general population? CBS 13 investigator Julie Watts getting answers for us.
You know, the answer to that question is actually not as simple as it seems. There's been many studies over the years that indicate that a death row inmate costs more than life in prison as a maximum penalty, but no one seems to know specifically how much more an inmate costs on death row. Now, the governor's office says the state spends $150 million a year for people on death row, but they couldn't tell us how much that cost compares for the same inmate in the general population. Instead, they pointed us to an analysis of a 2016 ballot measure, which found the state could save around $150 million annually by abolishing the death penalty, but said that number could vary by tens of millions, depending on various factors. So we kept digging, turning to the State Department of Corrections, which admitted it doesn't know either. The state only tracks the average cost of all inmates, death row and general population combined. Last year, the average inmate cost around $80,700 a year, including security, housing, food, and medical care. But then you have to factor in the cost of medical care for aging inmates, which is so high, Governor Brown signed a bill making it easier to parole inmates over the age of 60. Analysts found they cost 2 to 3 times more than the average inmate. Now, death row inmates wouldn't be eligible for parole, but the longer they live in prison, they will cost exponentially more.
So do we know on average about how long an inmate lives?
Well, you know, that's interesting. I looked at the recent death report, the most recent death report that was published in 2017, and the average life expectancy for death by natural causes was 62 years old, but the oldest inmate to die that year was 91. So there's a really big range, and 30 years at 2 to 3 times the average cost could be substantially more.
Lots of layers to this, Julie. Thanks for looking into it.